Well, hello everyone. 今天我想跟大家分享朗文英英词典 or in English, it's called Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English. In particular, I'm talking about the 5th edition and the computer version. Although you may get some nice features from the written format of dictionaries, it's not always user-friendly. You may not always have time, and so I highly recommend if you have enough internet skills to get the computer version, and if you get lucky you might just get it for free.
Hello. If you're wondering why the thumbnail looks different than the video, it is because this is not a new video. I'm actually recalibrating my channel. It's not reposting if the new subscribers haven't seen my old content, and I'm using this opportunity to take a sabbatical of sorts while I work on something really exciting that's to come by the end of this year, I promise. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my latest ebook, which is a complete guide on how to learn English or any other language on your own. It includes a detailed study plan with all the tools and resources that you need. I've also addressed some of the common misconceptions and questions. Reading the book will help you understand, ooh, this is what I did wrong before, this is what I should do. No matter what stage you're in terms of your learning journey, this book is going to help you out so immensely, I promise. Or refund back to you, no questions asked. All right, let's get on with the video.
So in today's video, I want to make two distinct points, similar but distinct points. Point number 1 is why you need a monolingual dictionary. And point number 2 is why you need the Longman's version specifically. Because not all dictionaries are created equal, and depending on how good your dictionary is, it's going to affect how easy your learning journey is. I mean, I should know, I'm learning French and I still can't find as good of a dictionary as Longman. So that should tell you enough. 先来讲讲为什么要用全英文词典. It's not a revolutionary idea, right? We're learning a foreign language. You want to know how to use this word in the way that a native speaker would use it. So let's say every time you come upon a new word and you're only learning the Chinese translation, usually in a few words, it's not like an extensive definition, then your understanding of this new word is only the tip of the iceberg and sometimes inaccurate. So after a while, you'll find that, first of all, it's going to take you a while to understand what other people are talking about because you're constantly translating what people are saying into your native language. And same thing happens when you try to speak, right? You're thinking of a Chinese phrase and then translating it to the English version. So not only does it take you more time, a lot of times it's inaccurate. Sometimes they'll say Chinglish that only Chinese people will understand. So we want to stick to monolingual dictionaries, or to take 10 steps back, you want to get at least a decent dictionary. A translating app is not the same as a dictionary. Read that again. A translating app is not the same as a dictionary. It's only the tip of the iceberg. You don't know who wrote it. You don't know who compiled the information together. There's no credentials for it. And particularly when it comes to abstract words like get, take, go, hang, words that have a lot of meanings, words that Americans or native speakers like to use. Apps like Google Translate or 有道翻译 can only give you so much information, and sometimes they're not accurate. And so the least you can do is to get 牛津中英词典或者朗文中英词典或者剑桥中英词典. I mean, I had to use a bilingual dictionary in the beginning as a crutch just so I can transition out of that phase. 但是即使在一开始过渡的期间，我也是不会拿这个中英词典去查我今天想要查的那个单词，而是比如说我在查这个生词的英文解释的时候，如果英文解释里面有一个单词我不知道什么意思，然后我如果再去查有很耗时间的话，这个时候我可以偷懒啊，你也可以偷懒，就是查它的这个中文意思是什么，或者中文翻译是什么，这样子就是还是给自己足够的理解，足够的这个缓冲时间，但是又不会让自己偷懒，又全部都是用中文来学一个新的单词。 Especially if you use 朗文，它的英文解释里面的单词都是日常生活中最常见的1000。 So in terms of quantity, it's not actually using a lot of complex words, but you might need to get over some grammar points, 因为在解释里面很多有定语从句或者有不同从句的现象。 So it's not just your vocabulary, right? Sometimes you might recognize every single word, but you still can't make out the sentence. And so that's when you need to work on your grammar. Okay, now let's move on to point number 2, why I recommend Longman and Longman specifically. 第一， 我刚才说了，英文解释里面的单词都非常常见，非常简单。So it's probably the most beginner-friendly monolingual dictionary out there, just in terms of how easy to understand the definitions are. Number 2, Longman understands the concept of how not every single word is created equal. Not every single word should be your priority. Not every single word is as useful as common. In the computer version, these 3,000 common words are in pink. So that every time you come upon a new word and you type it into the app and you find out it's not in pink, that means you should not prioritize it right away. 所以这个原则我觉得很多词典它没有强调，或者说没有像老文这么强调，就是这个最常见3000，我觉得对母语者来说，它可能是一种unconscious understanding. But as non-native speakers, you really have no idea what words are just more versatile. 最后一个原因就是朗文有同义词词典搭配，还有发音练习 extra features that I have yet to find in other dictionaries. 先讲同义词词典。As non-native speakers, we need a source of synonyms. We need someone to tell us when to use this word and when to use that word and why. And so a thesaurus, or in this case, Longman has a thesaurus called activator.
然后 activator 有2个方式进去，一个是在右边的这一栏，然后它会列出来这个 embarrass 的同义词，也可以用上面这个 activator 都是同样的意思。第二栏进去的话，它可以搜更详细的，比如说 to make someone feel embarrassed, the feeling you have when you are embarrassed. 它会把这个词画得更细，因为我们知道一个词它会有很多种解释，所以它是根据词的不同解释来分 OK 这个词性这个词条里面有多少个同义词。
And out of all the thesauruses I've seen, Longman was the only one that took the trouble to explain the differences between each word and what to use in certain scenarios. But don't take my word for it. You can go ahead and look up thesauruses from Merriam-Webster, from Cambridge, from Oxford. None of that hold a candle to Longman's activator. And just a side note, if you have trouble finding the computer version of it, you can look up the written dictionary of it. 你可以去网络上找一下它纸质版的 activator 的词典。Obviously, it's not as convenient, but you don't need to have this particular computer app. 那第二个好处就是我刚才说的搭配。So this will also help your speaking and writing. When we think of an idea, we're not thinking of one single word. We're thinking of a combination of words. We're thinking of a phrase. We're thinking of a collocation. And so Longman has it all sorted out for you, so that whenever you speak or write, you have a way to self-correct, self-examine. 那最后一个 extra feature 就是它的连读练习，或者说发音练习。The principle of it is actually pretty simple. It gives you the option to record yourself. I don't know if every dictionary has that, but Longman definitely has that. The only downside is 例句发音没有分美式或者英式，它是掺杂在一起的所以这个就有点不太方便。你要通过自己的印象去判断 OK 这个句子是英式发音 OK 我可以学，或者是美式发音，或者我更喜欢美式我就学美式发音。
There's nothing more we can do here. Let's go home.
There's nothing more we can do here. Let's go home. There's nothing more we can do here. Let's go home.
它练发音的这个功能里面，它有一个好处就是它自己这个例句是发了比如说5秒钟的时间，它给你录音的时候也只给你5秒 So it kind of forces you to practice your 连读 practice your liaison 所以这个是比较机械化的去控制你要练连读 So yeah, I've actually made a video in the past before, but I just feel like reiterating because this app has been so slept on, or even just the concept of using a dictionary, using a proper dictionary, using a monolingual dictionary has been so slept on that I just wanted to repeat myself a little bit. But feel free to go check out my last video that I did years ago. It has more of a demonstration vibe to it. It has my computer screen recorded. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have trouble downloading the app.
I posted a video on this dictionary app roughly 2 years ago, and since then that video has gone somewhat viral, and with that came a lot of messages on how to download this app, how do you work it, and honestly your concerns and questions are justified because Longman has since stopped making this app available, at least through an app form. They still have it in a web browser edition, but it stopped having all these amazing features, which I don't know why. They just don't like money, I guess. And so for that reason and many different platforms restrictions, it was really hard to give out like conclusive tutorials and conclusive links where you can purchase this stuff like the authentic version if you want to support Longman. So I figured now is the perfect time to put out an official guide to downloading this app, be it the pirated version or the authentic version. So first of all, because Longman has stopped making this edition of the app, it is incredibly hard to find the authentic version. I will include a link for those of you that live in North America. You know, it's easier to buy it. It's easier to just get the authentic version, spend a few dollars. I say it's worth it because it saves you the time, it saves you travel. If, however, by the time that you saw this, it is completely out of stock, then I would highly suggest looking into your local libraries to see if they have this version of the dictionary available, and make sure to see that this comes with a download CD, because a lot of times Amazon would sell these used dictionaries but in print form without the CDs, whereas the CDs are actually what you need. And so make sure if you go online, buy stuff from Amazon or just like borrow it from the local library, it comes with a CD. That's where you can download the app. And if you live outside of America, then it's a little tricky because we only have the pirated edition available. And with PC, it's slightly less difficult. I will include the most recent tutorial that I found to be helpful. I used to know a better tutorial, but somehow that got deleted. So this is the best one I can find. It's still pretty doable. You do need a little computer savvy to fully handle this and a little patience, but I would say it's worth it. And then for Mac computers, unfortunately, it's a little difficult. The tutorial that I found, you're technically downloading a wrapper with a PC app embedded in the wrapper. So a lot of times these wrappers will update their drivers or will not have the drivers that work with the app available anymore. So it's a little tricky, but like I said, it's worth the time, it's worth looking into. And worst case scenario, if you absolutely run out of ideas to download it, just get the iOS version. Get it on your iPad, get it on your phone, because something is better than nothing. And we can just make up for what it's missing. So the only difference between the computer version and the phone iPad version is pronunciation practice and activator. Some collocations are missing, but you can get separate books on collocations or phrases and common combinations of words. But what's really, really crucial that you can't get anywhere else is activator and pronunciation practice. And today on the market, there are plenty of activator dictionaries like in print form available. So although it's not ideal to flip through so many pages, it's not completely gone. We still have that option available. And so far as pronunciation practice, we still have my course. I actually think my course breaks everything down to the consonants and vowels and specific liaison word connected speech patterns that are actually better for beginners rather than having you jump in just like practicing full sentences. And so yeah, even if you can't download the computer version, be it that you live outside of America or just can't figure out how to use your computer, how to download the pirated edition, that's not the end of the world. We still have the iOS version of the apps. It still works. It does 80% of what you want it to do. So yeah, I guess that's my official guide. Sorry that it's not completely conclusive. That's not on me, okay? That's on Longman for not wanting to make money and not caring for the Chinese market. They made a great app, but lacked the marketing savvy to actually take the product into people's homes. Yeah, I hope this helps a little. And if you have any questions, just email me. I think that's the safest way to reach out to me. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.